Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and a warm welcome to this Wednesday evening meeting number 203 of your club NITK BHIVE. Club's Toastmasters are, have a special mission statement in as their motto or as the vision. So I would just like to read statement which clearly state that the mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and proactive learning experience in which members experience are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. It is also a saying that only vision is not sufficient. We need to follow certain disciplines in the meeting forum. To make this more disciplined way as well as to make it more productive, we always follow three golden rules. The first one, please keep your mobiles in mute mode or switch off mode so that it doesn't disturb others. Please refrain from talking to each other or moving in and out when a speaker is speaking. This will hamper his flow of thoughts. The third, please refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics. This is very personal and we should not hurt anybody's sentiments. I have added a small masala tadka to this and I say, keep smiling, it will motivate. To inaugurate this 220, I would like to invite Toastmaster, who is considered as a mentor to everybody, a mentor to the entire NITK BHIVE club. Please put your hands together and welcome Toastmaster Ramdas.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shikhaji, for that warm welcome and the energetic opening of this meeting. I'm sure all of us energized.
Yes.
Let's keep smiling.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Good.
Hi, sir.
Thank you. So it's my pleasure to officially open meeting number 203. I have a gavel inside the bag. I'll give it later. Today we have no guests. We have one Toastmaster. She is not a guest. She is the most privileged and welcome member of our club. She will be introduced later. The last meeting minutes were circulated. Have you gone through and any corrections, anything required?
Yes.
Please go through and let me know if any corrections are required. Going forward, our Toastmaster Prasannaji is going to do this. So, and today's theme is life is a dream, realize it. So I think there are two types of dreams according to me. One is when we sleep and get a dream, but there is no control on what we are going to get a dream. It could be bad or good. I can become Prime Minister of a country or President of a country in my dream, but achieving that through the dream is not possible. Maybe it may motivate me because I saw something, but there may be some bad dreams also I may get. It may demotivate me as well. But the one thing I'm talking about is the one that we need to pursue. The one which you are hard and passionate about, something that you want to achieve in your life. So that may be a goal that I want to pursue and achieve in my life, and I keep dreaming about it day in and day out, even when I'm awake. This is a dream I think we're talking about here, not the dream in our sleeps. I also had a big dream when I was young, to become the chairman and CEO of a company. Nothing stops in dreaming, right? But there is no activity or no action was taken by me to meet my dream. So it was a hallucination. Dreaming something big and not doing anything is not going to help either. So when we dream, definitely it may be out of our reach. Something, giving a small goal or dream is not going to help. Keep bigger goal, but work for it. Exactly, we should work for it. Only then we can achieve our dream, and we can get the dream materialized. We all know Pranab Mukherjee, late president of our country. He was the MP, and when he was in the MP Bhavana, or where he was taking house, he used to see the president's house from his house. And every time he saw that, he said, I want to be in that house. He had a dream to become the president of India. He did work for that. And we all know that he is very intelligent and very good politician. He had a dream and he worked for that and became president of our country. So nothing is impossible. In fact, life is possibilities. As Sadhguru says, humans are the only species which has only a birth, and what we want to achieve is up to us compared to any other species on this world. So my request, friends, is work for a dream. You have to become a DTM sometime. It's a dream, but we need to work for that. And to achieve something big in our life, we have to work for that. And to serve the nation, the community, we have to work for that. So only the work will take us to realize our dreams, and not only dreaming, and that becomes only hallucination. To take us to this meeting, we have a dreamer, and she is the one who realized her dream, and she's going to talk about that more. She said that she had a choice to become a businesswoman at the age of 40 or 45 years, when typically you would be satisfied to be at home and do supporting role. She took the responsibility of starting a business which takes her across India, and she is enjoying that role today. She is the one who is a good example of the one who had a dream and realized it. So please help me welcome Toastmaster Prasanna Kumar.
So, as our monk Santosh ji was saying, sorry, Ramdas ji was talking about the dream, I also would like to, tell my views about it. Any dream which has three questions. I'm talking about the positive dreams, not the bad dreams, what we see. You know, what you want from that, and why, and when. That is the three questions that we all need to ask ourselves, not anybody, because we have to ask ourselves because it is our dream. So, like that, I would like to share few experience I gone through. As I am not a cricket fan, yeah, but I watch cricket when India plays. Only when India plays. I don't watch whenever cricket is there because I don't know anything about the technicalities or anything. I just know how to watch it. Certain things still I don't know. But when I started watching India playing, I started watching Sachin Tendulkar. So I got a connect. The man who comes with a bigger bat, though he is shorter, the bat is, I think, almost his shoulder type. And when he walks with the confidence, the passion, the commitment, and the determination, always used to, attract me. So I used to started watching him. I dreamt that I wanted to see him playing live. But it didn't happen. That when I read that he is retiring from professional cricket, I thought, okay, let be the dream. Then what happened? A few months, actually 4 months back, and I got two opportunities here in Bangalore to attend. But I missed it because I got the pass at the last moment. So, as they were talking about the traffic, to reach Chinnaswamy Stadium was a task for me. Then 4 months back, I am getting an invite, which surprised me that there is a private match which is happening outside Bangalore, outskirts of Bangalore. I took it like I didn't forget the dream, but okay, I don't know whether I'm going to go there because I have to be there by 7:30 in the morning. Because since it is a private, we need to be there on time. But we started from home, and 5 o'clock we started. We reached on time, And it was a warm welcome there with the welcome kit and a beautiful spread of breakfast. And the seat which we got is in the first gallery so that I don't miss seeing him playing. Then, we all sat and everything was taken. I am seeing that little master or master blaster who is around there. And yeah, I was looking at and I was talking to my person sitting next to me and telling that, yeah, Sachin Tendulkar. Yeah, but still, I was not realized yet. So when there, all the formalities like tossing and everything got over, then, the first day, I think his team, opted to field. So he was waving to all of us when we were sitting. And then, after it was a 20 over game, when he first team got the batting got over, the second team when they were entering, I saw him the same style he was coming with the bat. Then I realized, yes, that was my dream. I wanted to see him facing the first ball since he was the opener. And he came, as always, they do all these things, when they bat. And when he was batting the first ball, I felt, yes, that was the moment I called it. I realized, yes, this was my dream. Which I thought a moment I thought that it will, you know, I will not get that moment to realize it. But so one thing I understood that when you really dream of something, it can take you there. Because this I never expected that I will see him. There are many examples for like that I have, but paucity of time I cannot bring everything on the table. So there was someone also dreamt of something, and for that only we all are here today. We collectively we are sitting here in this table because of that. It is none other than Ralph Smedley, who dreamt of Toastmaster, and he dreamt to have good speakers who have the confidence, developing the public speaking skills, and fearless and confident. So I think dream can everybody can dream and achieve there. And I know that all of you know that the famous speech Martin Luther King gave. I have a dream in front of the Lincoln Memorial, I believe in Washington. Yeah. So I think here, paucity of time, I cannot extend my speech about the dreams because all I know that all of you will have many things to be shared. So I think there are not many guests today. Still, I will tell that the format of our meeting, which is in divided into three sections. It is first one is a prepared speech. The second one is table topics, and third one is evaluation. Let me. The next step I would like to introduce. We have some soldiers. Support that. The club every week. That soldiers changes. Like any other organization, the soldiers changes in every meeting. So today, the roll takers are for, we call it as timer. That is, can you can you explain your role?
Now I'm going to show these three flags. When we are the first time, green. When midway, it is the yellow, and when your time is over, it's the red flag.
The next one is our counter. Toastmaster Sudhir Tosu. Could you explain the rule?
Sure. Our brain and its cells are very unique. We feel that it's a constant structure. On the fly, our nerve cells get attached and detached. And it is exactly what happens when we are giving or prepared speech. We tend to fill in those gaps by the time the nerve cells get attached with some switch words or fillers. And my job here is to catch those fillers and make you aware
Next is grammarian, Toastmaster Ramchandra.
Good evening to all the viewers. My role is to listen to all of you carefully and to see that your brain works and the nerve cells connects and there is no disconnect between what you are trying to say and what you wanted to actually do so. And your English usage is good and there is nothing wrong with it. I'll make a note of all the mal usages that is done and at the same time make a note of what is nicely put across, the thoughts, the words, and the nice grammar. And give credence to the theme of the day, life is a dream realizing. And by the way, today's word is credence. And the meaning of it is belief as to the truth of something. And I just used it to give how it can be used. Over to you, Toastmaster. My report will come at the end of the time, at the end of the meeting when you call me to use.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. So now the next session is prepared speech. Every prepared speech we will have an evaluator. So I would like to introduce the evaluator first. This none other than our own Ramdas sir.
Thank you. The purpose of the next speech is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of the previous experience as a protégé. Time allotted 5 to 7 minutes.
Today's first speaker is none other than a musician, a beautiful guitar player, and his name meaning is seashore, I believe. So there is no doubt that he is a musician because sea itself gives a lot of musical moment for all of us. And a person I have seen with energy and enthusiasm. He always carried energy and enthusiasm. And I have never seen him saying no to anything and everything. That is what my observation as I am 3 months now in the Toastmasters. So, and by profession, he is a equity analyst and a financial consultant. And for him, he has not yet realized all his dreams. So he is waiting to achieve all his dreams. That is what our club president, the energetic man, Toastmaster
What I'll do, I don't know. Tomorrow is my exam. The predilection towards the maths about the facts, but when Mr. X has been introduced, I don't know how to find the value of the X. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. I'm not getting the value of the X. Oh, Mr. X, what will happen? What happened? Hold your horses. What happened? What happened? Why you are crying like this? I'm not crying, but I don't know what will happen tomorrow. Please, I don't know what will happen. Don't cry. You are a smart cookie. Don't cry. I'll help you. How to solve? I've also faced the same experience. I've also faced the same challenge throughout my career. I'll help you to find the answer. Please help me. Please help me. Good evening, my fellow Toastmaster. That boy was me. I wrote the exam next day and got 91% in algebra, it's math exam. And it was my first mentor, my elder cousin brother. He helped me a lot. Today I'm going to discuss about the Toastmaster mentor, how it will help, how it has helped me. Before that, I would like to ask some questions. Please raise your hand if you have joined Toastmaster to become a good leader, better leader. Lot of hands. Now please raise your hand if you have joined Toastmaster to become a good orator, good speaker. Also. Both the hands. Okay. Now the last but not the least. Please raise your hand if you have joined Toastmaster for socialize, for networking. Three, only three. I'll meet you guys in the bar after that.
Thank you, please. Very
If I say that I'll take one buddy and one mentor, one leader from a speaker group or a leader group and combine them, together they can produce, they can strategize, they can plan something better to become a better leader, right? So this is the power of mentorship, mentoring, Toastmaster mentoring. Now, what is the difference between coaching and mentoring? Any idea? Coaching, teaching, mentoring. A lot of people are saying same only. Yes, there are some overlaps among these three. Coaching is something that the coach uses tricks and different steps to achieve, accomplish a short-term goal, a certain goal. And it's always that he's directing. You do this thing, do that thing, you will achieve that goal. That's all. It's standardized. There is no personal touch. In mentoring, is always for the accomplishment of long-term goal, for the extended period. In Toastmaster, mentors always listen to the protege. What is his challenges? What is his or her need? And then he shares his experiences also. This is my experience. I have also gone through. This is very common. That we are learning in the Toastmaster mentoring. So I'll add one question. You will get the answer very easily. What is the difference between coaching and mentoring? What is the similarity between postcard photo, postcard photograph, and age-old orthodox bookish education system? They are missing on the broader picture. They are not looking for the broader picture. That is the similarity between. Same thing. The coaching is always standardized. They're not looking for the towards the broader picture. They're always like that. But mentor is something else. Now, I want to share my experience as a mentor here. When I joined Toastmaster, this club members knows that I had two phobia. One is fear of public speaking, and one is fear of continuous staring. If someone is staring at me like this, it's a gone case for me. Now everything has gone. I'm shiver. I'm getting the shivering cold in my body like that. But Toastmaster, the mentoring helped me a lot. When I joined Toastmaster, back to back there was a table topic contest and a speech contest. Our monk Toastmaster Ramdas Bhatt called me. Secretary, why you're not joining into the contest? What happened? डर सबको लगता है ना सबको. But after this, everyone is getting after it. But after the fear, you will get the success. If you will not get the success, you will learn something for the longer period. He helped me in that. And another person, I say little bit also, I mean, huge, humongous thing also I can add, it's very less for him. Toastmaster Santosh Kejriwal is my official mentor. All are mentor for me. All the Toastmaster here are mentors for me. But I would like to thank you, Toastmaster Santosh Kejriwal. He called me. Saikar, a lot of people think that is a filler. But in that we are getting confidence. He's brainstorming, something is thinking. And he's never helped directly. He can help to blip of an eye, blip of an eye. But he never did that. He said, Saikar, you do brainstorming. You come up with some topic, title, I'll help you. He never helped. He's always like that. So, thank you, Toastmaster Santosh Kejriwal, for your help throughout. And he is not only for Toastmaster, he is mentoring everywhere. He called me one day, Saika, you don't call me post 9. And you also don't receive call. I don't know, as a president, lot of calls you will receive, lot of messages. Don't accept any call post 9. Why, sir? You need to maintain an equilibrium between the Toastmaster and your family. That is the Toastmaster mentoring helped me throughout. With the help of Toastmaster, I earned the confidence, huge confidence I got. And I become smarter, fitter, and a finer person. I remember one very intelligent, I would say, intelligent statement by Benjamin Franklin. Tell me, and I forget. Teach me, I may remember. But involve me, definitely I will. Over to you, Madam.
Saika, it was a wonderful speech. I too learned few lines I have taken from your speech. Thank you very much. Now we will move to the second speaker. Before that, I will introduce the evaluator. It is none other than Amitabh Bachchan of our club, the warmer, the caring person, Toastmaster, Pankaj.
This one is going to realize her dream, which she had dreamt almost 2 years back. I got good memory. Okay, so the purpose of this speech or the purpose of this project is almost similar. She'll be sharing her journey in Toastmasters, the progress and the growth that she's experienced with each one of us. And Toastmasters International has been very kind to all those who accomplish their pathways. You know why? They're given a 10 to 12 minutes time. You can finish 6 noodle packets in that. So the time limit is 10 to 12 minutes for the timer. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, Santoshji. Speaker, the next speaker is who inhales communication and who breathe communication and inhale information. Exhale eloquent sentences, and we can call her as a Oxford, comma positive. That is what. For her, life is a dream. It's a wide open door. Just to get in. And what are you waiting for? That is what her mantra is. And she's an avid biker. And yeah, there is no need of saying that she always loves talking to each other. Yeah, that is her one of the main thing. She loves talking. She's trying to reduce it. That is what she told in her last speech. So let us welcome Toastmaster Atmika.
Hello? Yes, this is Atmika. Oh, BKK uncle. Oh, I've missed you since the reunion. What's up? What do you want to tell me right now? There is this one organization called Toastmasters. Why don't you just come along for a meeting or two? Just get an experience. Okay, sure. No problem. I enter the meeting as a guest. I do my mandatory 2 meetings as guest. And then, as everybody knows, in this meeting, in this particular club, I get a mandatory call. And the person on the other end is none other than Toastmaster Santosh Kejriwal. He has a nice chit chat with me initially, and then he says, "Why don't you join? I mean, what's stopping you from joining?" He didn't say, "Why don't you join?" He said, "What's stopping you from joining?" I said, "Nothing really." Then I can look forward to you being a member in the next meeting. Like straight to the point. He just landed it with me. And that day was when I realized maybe there is something. The first couple of meetings, I really didn't give much credence. But Santosh ji, as you know, he's the one who finishes the match. He's the one who ensures that you get your kit, get your jersey, and start playing your match. And that's how, very simply, I could say that I started my journey in Toastmasters. And given that there are 11 pathways, I took my time. I took a couple of weeks to understand what is happening and trying to figure out what would be the best path for me. And through my favorite method, which is the method of elimination, I said, okay, I don't need this right now. We'll figure this a little while later. This probably not the best option for me. Through that process of elimination, I landed onto dynamic leadership. And that is the pathway that I have traversed for the last 2 years. The thing about my life that I love is the fact that it's never been a straight line. There are times when I've jumped into certain decisions and then heavily regretted it. Times when I had to pivot for other reasons. So, for example, when I got into my career, I started in a PR agency, a public relations agency. After a year and a half, my branch manager sat me down and said, "Atmika, you really don't like this job. You need to figure out what you want to do as a career because you're going to be miserable if you're going to continue this path." So, this very vaguely connected with me when I was doing my level 2 speeches because it spoke about leadership styles and communication styles and that direct approach that my branch manager took to say, "You are definitely going to be miserable if you're going to go at this rate." I still persisted at that agency for another 1.5 years. After that, I finally made my jump, and from a PR agency, I went to an educational center where I was there for another 1.5 years. Again, there was a pivot. From there, due to my marketing experience, I got an opportunity in a cutting tool industry with mechanical engineering basis. And mind you, I'm an art student who knows nothing, who didn't want anything to do with physics and maths. I end up in a company which is founded on its principles. Through that journey of that pivoting and all of that, I was able to take things that I learned here in Toastmasters and apply it there. And the best part of this entire thing, I could apply it and come back and tell my experience as my next speech. Real life feedback loop for me. A lot of times, what happens is we do leadership roles in small areas, in small pockets, in certain places because we have to do it. We don't have a choice really. We don't sometimes choose to step up to the plate. That was definitely my my particular idea because wants to take the headache of being a leader. As they say, heavy is the head that wears the crown. So even though the crown looks beautiful, it's golden, it's shiny, it catches your eye, there is a lot of responsibility that comes with it. And one of the things that I had to deal with as I stepped up in my career and I became an assistant manager was to build the ability to negotiate with people. You know, take a stance and say, no, this is what this is. What are you going to give me? What are you going to do for me? And I'm not a human being who's used to taking a stance and saying, do this for me. I never believed in that approach. But there are areas that you have to do it. And at that point, the art of active listening, appreciating these outcomes, which was also a part of my path. And as I told you previously, that my path has never been a straight one. It's always been a pathway wherein it would go to the North Pole, come to the equator, shift and turn back, come to India, then probably go to Antarctica and back again. And I am telling you this very specifically because a lot of you know that I recently completed my MBA. But a thing that most of you don't know is that this is my third master's. So as soon as I finished my graduation, I actually did my master's in clinical psychology. You remember the point I told you where I said I heavily regretted things? One of them. Though I did learn a lot and I used those principles to education, I am not a fan of being in the hospital the whole time. And as a clinical psychologist, that would have been my primary residence. Pivoting from clinical psychology, I actually took a break here and then did my master's in journalism, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And that particular section came to life when I did my level 4 speeches, because it was all about managing change, handling a lot of question and answers. Because every time I went to an interview, the first thing the interviewer would ask, you did psychology and then journalism, why did you want to do that? Or you're shifting from a PR agency to a corporate structure, why? What exactly do you want to do with that? And kind of questions kept me on my toes. Like I would prepare, like I would have a list of reasons in the back of my brain saying, these are the things, these is the reasons why, acceptable reasons why I did this particular change. I couldn't go and tell them that I did psychology and deeply regretted it, which would not give any credence to my um, degree there. And bringing this entire thing to a culmination was the aspect where it said how to lead your organization. What are the things that you would do? And that was my level 5 of bringing all that you learned in level 1 to 4 to execution. And it could not have come in a better time when I am looking to grow in my company, in my career, grow into positions which will demand leadership out of me. And I think, as anybody would agree, luck exists for the person who's prepared the best and expects the worst. So I believe this entire journey of mine has been a part of preparation to move forward, to go forward. The, this entire journey would not have been possible, as Psychology said, without the help of a good mentor. And my mentor, Toastmaster Ramdas Bhatt, took a very unique approach when it came to mentoring me. First couple of speeches, he said, "You're doing well, and there are certain things like tone, and you can structure something better." And within a couple of speeches, I was able to pick it up. And after this speech of mine, he said, "Agnika, you can't use the paper. You cannot use it as a crutch." And that terrified the hell out of me. Because if I had the paper in front of me, I would know for a fact that I'm on track. What will I do if I don't have it there? He said, nothing's going to happen. You will stumble, probably stumble a couple of times, but you will make good. So I trusted his faith on me and did that in my first speech. Though I did not cover everything that I wanted to cover, I was still able to get through my speech perfectly fine. And thanks to him, even though I have my paper today, I don't feel the need to look into it to give my speech. And every single time he could get, he would just nudge a little further. He would just say, let's do this. Let's try this. And I think a great bit of my journey, I have to thank him for his contribution to my journey here. So, if at all I learned anything through this entire process, I learned this. Have a little faith in yourself. Plan well, learn from everywhere, and keep moving forward. Thank you.
Give the standing ovation.
What a great speech. I was each and every word I was listening with a lot of, interest. Not to note down the place. I didn't say that I noted down. I said I listened. Not because of grammar, because the way she was explaining her journey, I really loved. Because I'm starting my journey, right? So I need to learn. So today, we are not going to have table topics because there is an expert here who will give us tips for our international speech competition. So she is going to take us through, realize it before it is gone. So I would like to introduce her, Toastmaster Sonal Shailendra. She is an achiever in many fields and she is the past president of First Toastmaster Club, Garden City, and IPP of, am I right?
Immediate past president.
Yeah, IPP of the IPP of then Toastmaster Club, right?
Speakers.
Yeah. I have seen her energy, synergy, and knowledge. So first time I'm meeting her. So I'm welcoming you to address us and give us the tips.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prasanna, for that very warm introduction. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Chandrasekhar sir set some ground rules and he had his own personal touch, smile, right? Here are a few ground rules. Yeah? So, can we session?
Yes.
Sure. Can we, sir?
Yes.
Now, what are the ground rules? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so he's got to think. Okay. Yeah, all right. So, I would want the session to be highly engaging, very interactive. So, can we please? All right.
You have to make that.
I will do that. I will make a very sincere effort, but I hope you all support me. Yes, sir.
Fine.
15?
15 and 5 minutes.
All right. So then we have very little time. So I will.
How much should I put?
Any cards?
15, 17, 20? All right. So as and when you all want to ask me something or you all want to share an experience, feel free to interrupt me. I'm not going to lose my train of thought. Yes. All right. So we are asked to present. Okay, this is an international speech contest of preparation. So we are asked to prepare a speech, which is between 5 and 7 minutes. So what is the first thing that we will do?
Choose a topic.
Choose a topic. We know our audience. Normally we know our audience. We profile our audience, but we already know this. This is an international speech contest. So there's going to be a new set of audience and there are going to be some judges. So we know the audience. So choose a topic. Now, since it is an international speech contest, I would suggest you all to select a topic which is universal in appeal. The very name itself suggests international speech contest, which caters to the international audience. A topic which is relevant to everybody across the world. Love, death, motivation, inspiration. These are the things. Once you are aware of the topic, how will we go about crafting our speech? It's a timeless formula, right? An opening, a body, a conclusion. This is so simple. An opening, a body, a conclusion. How would you want the opening of your speech to be? We had some great openings today.
Some eye-catching, some
Something that garners the ear catching, eye catching, something that
Attention grabber.
yes, something that piques the interest of the audience.
Exactly, interest grabber.
Yes.
You know, which is engaging, I would say.
Yes, and hooks the audience to your
Yes.
speech. So today, Atmika started with a dialogue. She also used a prop, a visual exhibit, a cell phone. Saikat started with a dialogue between his cousin and him. So this is some of the way. What are other ways of starting a speech? Question, engage the audience, involve them. It breaks the monotony of the speech.
Small story.
An anecdote, yes, a small story.
Some drama.
Start singing. Sir, I have done this. I have genuinely done this. I started a speech with saying Dinka Chika Dinka. Yes, you could start singing, you could start dancing. Something that captures the interest of the audience and ensures that they are invested in your speech. You could use quotations, statistics, some startling revelations. You can even dress for your speech. I evaluated a speech. It was it was an international meeting, an online meeting. So this lady, nearly over 80 years old, very old lady, very short, frail lady. She was wearing a wedding gown and a tiara, and she delivered a speech. She was reliving her wedding day. So she was dressed for the occasion. I think somebody from your club must have been there in that contest. It was a division contest. The theme of her speech was the power of belief. The message of her speech. Right? So she wore a shirt with believe written on it. So it gave me a very augmented experience. So you can see what different approaches for different speeches. Right? So you have an opening, a body, conclusion. So we are done with the people start with gestures, pause, strange sound, something
Some dramatics.
dramatic, yes. Drama, Santosh sir said, no singing, dancing, you can do any of this. Start on a humorous note. Please indulge in self-deprecating jokes. Do not make fun of somebody else. Yeah, please indulge in. People have gotten into trouble for past ones of other people, so let's not do that. So these are some of the ways you could capture the interest of the audience. So once that's done, we progress towards the body of our speech. So we could have probably one story, and you can get into details. Or you could have three main points or three personal anecdotes that bring your message to life. Even before you put your pen to paper, I would suggest you all to have your conclusion in mind. What is it at the end of my 5 to 7 minute speech I would want the audience to know? Right? At the end of your speech, your audience must be convinced about what you're saying and not confused. So you must be very clear about what you're speaking. So what is your message? Right? So our time is limited, so let's make maximum use of it. So speak to your loved one before they're gone. Something like that. So that's the message. So you could have three stories that bring your message to life, or you could have one story and get into the details. So this was about the body, and then we progress towards the conclusion. So how would the conclusion of a speech be?
Message convey, some message from what I'm giving speech on, some message, strong message, take home point.
Yeah. So very strong. Chandrasekhar sir will conclude very strongly. He'll reveal the message. So like there are two ways of doing this. You could either hammer the message by repeating it in your opening, your body conclusion. So it's entrenched in their minds. That's one way of doing it. Or you could build a suspense and reveal the message towards the end of your speech. Different approaches for different speeches. And see what works for you.
Like what you said, power of belief.
She hammered it, yeah.
At the end,
She kept saying, believe in yourself. So she didn't believe in herself when she was in first standard, she failed. And then again in the marriage, she failed. So she kept talking about the power of belief. She had three anecdotes to substantiate the statement, power of belief.
The same thing she will repeat in two places.
Yeah, she will say that.
That's known as hammering.
Yeah.
Even hammering.
Yeah. So that is allowed.
Yeah, you're seeding it, you're planting the seed in the opening word. So by the time you arrive at the conclusion, it's already settled in your mind. So that's one way of doing it. There was another speech where somebody spoke about if you don't save water. So they spoke about how in a desert there's no water, and they revealed the message in the end. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't save water now, we'll all die of thirst or something like that. That was the conclusion. So different approaches for different speeches. See what works for your speech. Some people also tie it back to the opening. Right? You have a quotation or a proverb and they tie it back. It's called a tie back to have that nice that circle and to ensure that there are no doubts. So that's one. And so I spoke about the take home message. Now, as an audience, I'm listening to your speech, your 5 to 7 minute speech, and I'm doing nobody a favor by listening to their speeches. Right? I'm not doing anybody a favor by listening to them. I'm interested in what's in it for me. Right? Especially for an international speech contest, I would highly recommend you to have a call to action or a call for action. What is a call to action or a call for action?
Well,
At the end
I
of my
was-
speech, what practical value is Chandrasekhar sir's speech adding to my life? Or what did Atmika or Saikat's speech do to me?
That's
At the end,
driving home a point.
driving up, at the end of their speeches, what do you want me to think, feel, or do?
It's driving home your point.
Yeah, driving home. It could be as subtle as provoking me to think. If you don't quit smoking, we all know what happened. I just provoked you to think. So, ladies and gentlemen, you may not be able to solve the world's water crisis, but you can turn off that tap. You could uh, you could just start some rain harvesting schemes, something like that. You could give them something to do, actionable call to action. At the end of your speech, what is it? Now, for example, in one club, a very senior member delivered a speech, and he said, "Now we should all start drinking donkey's milk instead of cow's milk." Okay, apparently it has many benefits. So I was like, "Sir, yes." So he said, "You should all buy donkeys and rear them. You should have donkey farms." I said, "No doubt, this is a call to action. You should buy donkeys and have a donkey farm." But was that actionable? How many of us can buy donkeys and take care of them? But a more actionable call to action would be replace donkey's milk with cow's milk, or replace cow's milk with donkey's milk for 30 days and see the benefits for yourself. That is doable, right? Instead of buying cow's milk, we'll buy donkey's milk. That's an actionable call to action. Somebody can't become J.K. Rowling tomorrow, but writing one page a day, doable. We can become Usain Bolt tomorrow. Running that half marathon, we'll start trying. And then we'll start sprinting again. So, actionable call to action. What's in it for me? What do you want the audience to think, feel, or do at the end of your speech? What practical value is your speech adding to my life? Right? Dashrath Manji, I spoke about it. It took him 22 years to break down that market. Now we don't have such tasks. We don't have such Herculean tasks in front of us. What I took from that is we may not have the support of governments or may not have the funds, but whatever we can do, right? We can tap into the inner potential and we can try to achieve the impossible. So for you, it could be running that marathon. For you, it could be writing that book. For somebody else, it could be revamping their failed business. So that's at the end of my speech. What is it that I want my audience to do, or think or feel? This is a call to action. Anything anybody wants to add, say.
I have a small point here.
Yeah.
Like what she's saying, it makes sense. See, if you talk or if you give a speech which carries home no point, I think it's a useless speech. So, I mean, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time for the person who's listening and for the person who's giving a speech. So, every speech which is delivered must have a take home point which, kind of the person who hears it ponders over it even later. That what was there in that, that's something I can, that's what I think.
Yes. Then we all remember Dhananjay's I See Something in You.
Yes.
It's been more than 10-15 years and we still remember it very distinctly. So you can see, what is it at the end of my speech?
See, I was sorry for.
Yeah.
I was listening to this one small interview given by this minister of I think minorities now. What is her name? Smriti Irani. So yesterday only I was seeing that interview. Now what she said in that interview was that why is that you see a movie every last Friday and you forget? I mean that is launched like every Friday is new movies come. They forget which movie was that and what was the cast in that. But Kyunki Saasvi Bahuti was stopped 16 years back. People still remember.
Yes.
That's what I.
Yes. Even after we get out of the theatre, after watching a movie, what lingers in our mind
Yes.
is the climax. And punch comes towards the end. So let's end emphatically so that it sticks with the audience. So this was about the content. The opening, body, conclusion always begin with the end in mind. Yes.
I always have seen that you can be a lot of emotion.
I would add one more word to that. Drama.
I said that. Yeah.
No, I do not think you have experienced the drama that I have seen, which is, I don't feel dignified,
Yeah.
and they get awards.
I
We have seen these dramas.
Yeah. Yeah, so emotion also caters because you're connecting emotionally, right, with the audience. It's the yeah. So this is something that we can keep in mind. So this was about the content of a speech. Now a speech is essentially a performance, right? It's not only about the content. So there are two more ingredients that go into the making of a speech. That's voice modulation and body language. So voice modulation is an acronym. Okay, this is something so I'm incredibly proud of it. So VP3. Okay, VP3. Where V is the volume. Okay, V is the volume. So if I say, Atmika, with your permission, can I do something? Atmika, where have you been? What does that convey? Anger. I'm just, hey, Atmika, where have you been? I'm just questioning. I'm just questioning. So I just played with the volume. And I conveyed an entirely different emotion, an entirely different message, just by playing with the volume. It's another thing that my mother always talks to me like that. You know, when people just talk like that, always. Yeah. So this was about the volume. P3. The first P is the pitch. Now, in Saika's speech, there were characters. In Atmika's speech, also there were characters. Where she spoke to, I think, Krishnamurti sir, and you had Kejriwal sir. So what? There were characters. Now, how do you bring out the distinction between the various characters? Yes. Yeah, right? Yes. So Krishnamurti sir will have a manly voice. Atmika will have a feminine voice. Kejriwal sir again will have a manly voice. She will change the pitch to bring that about. Right? So even in Saika's speech, his cousin had a different, he had a different voice, right? Then Saika's. That's how he was able to bring out that distinction. That's the first one. Right? Shah Rukh Khan, Amitabh Bachchan, they will speak in the same volume, but the pitch is different. And that's how we decipher. This is Amitabh Bachchan and this is Shah Rukh Khan. If I have a 5-year-old niece in my speech, she's not going to talk like me. So I'll have to like really emulate her, no? How a 5-year-old girl speaks. Otherwise, my speech won't appear natural. Yeah. So this was about the pitch. The second one is the pace. Pace is self-explanatory. It's about the speed. Right? So do we have any Usain Bolt fans in the house? No Usain Bolt fans. Okay, I'm his fan. So Usain Bolt is he's wondering. Yes. So like we all know, he's the fastest man on the planet. So if I was his commentator and I say, ladies and gentlemen, here I am watching Usain Bolt run the fastest race of his life. Appropriate? No. It's like, what are you doing? He said he'll sleep. Somebody said this is more appropriate for a marathon. However, I say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm watching Usain Bolt on the fastest race of his life. More appropriate. This is the best. Yeah. So now, what I'm seeing must be in congruence with what I'm saying, right? Now, like somebody has an examination in the next 2 minutes, and they realize they haven't got a pen. They're not going to say, "Hey, Atmika, do you have an extra pen? I have an exam in the next 1 minute." No, paste up. Otherwise, it won't appear. There will not be credence, right? It's not going to appear. I'm not going to give you an immersive experience. Now, I can't talk like that in a funeral or in a hospital. I really have to pace it up. Okay? So, whenever you're saying something important in your message, the key message, please pace it up so that it settles in the ears and the minds of the audience. Even if you have facts and figures, some proverbs, some foreign words, go slow so that the audience catches what you're saying. Ultimately, the audience is the hero of your speech. Right? It's for them. And if they don't, if you're not able to cater to them, then sorry to say, we as speakers have failed. Right? So this was about the pace. And the final P is the pause. When do we use pauses in speech? For when you want to emphasize a point. So before you deliver the key message, pause. Deliver the message, again pause. Before the message, for the audience to intimate the audience something important is coming. Once you've delivered the message, for reflection. After asking questions, pause. To either provoke the audience to think or you're trying to elicit a response. Pause is also used to build suspense or intrigue. Okay? You know what was the package? You know what was the package? Now everybody wants to know how much is earning. Right? So it's used to build suspense. For just reflection, pause. Allow it to sink in. After you do something to sink in. So this is where we use pause. Pauses can dramatically enhance your speech. They say music is what happens between the notes, speech is what happens between the pauses. So we use pauses appropriately and our speech is dramatically enhanced. So this was about the voice modulation, VP3. So we saw the content, we saw the voice modulation, and the final one is body language. Like I mentioned before, what we are seeing and what we are saying must be in congruence, right? Some people, which most of us have done this at some point in our lives, we don't move with purpose. We just move without intention, right? We're just moving. So I would suggest you to make deliberate movements. Craft your stage, right? Like how Saikat did. This was Saikat and this was Saikat's cousin, right? So Atmika did. This was Atmika and this was BK. Right? She crafted her stage well. So use the stage. Now body language, having come across people who, when you're talking to them, they're fiddling with their pens, with their keychains, they're blowing bubble gums, when you're talking to them, how does it feel when you're trying to talk to them?
You feel distracted.
You feel distracted. So polite. I would say it's very irritating. Yeah, it's very irritating, right? And I'm an engineer, and I also studied in a prestigious college. So we had this one particular professor who used to stand like this, okay, on stage, and he would deliver a lecture for 1 hour. None of you had lecturers like that. So, you don't remember. So I'm sure you didn't have somebody like that because I remember it quite distinctly. Yeah.
Maybe some even worse.
Yeah. My college demanded 90% attendance, so I couldn't even sleep and it's torture. So all I'm trying to say is, how did it feel, sir, to sit through those classes? This time we won't say irritating because they taught us, no, we learned something. So, and also annoying. Too much body language, ladies and gentlemen, is jarring. No body language is equally jarring. So, what do? We have to strike the right balance. How do we strike the right balance? By internalizing our speech and not memorizing our speech. Right? Like how Prasanna ma'am today, she was so animated and she was speaking so naturally. She was gesturing naturally. Right? She was reliving that day when she saw Sachin Tendulkar. Right? And so it gave us a very, very elevated experience. So internalize your speech and don't memorize your speech. You may be found wanting for a word here and there, but that's all right. It appears very robotic. Too much practice and memorization appears
I
robotic.
think one has to be
Natural.
yes,
A
his
speech,
own self.
yes, a speech is a conversation that you're having with the members of the audience. Make your speech conversational and not narratory. Right? So that's why dialogues, characters, these bring your speech to life. So this is something that we can think about. Internalize your speech and don't memorize your speech. And you'll automatically gesture. Like how she is Sachin Tendulkar, master blaster. And yeah, she was gesturing naturally. And it comes across as authentic. Otherwise it appears robotic, oh so rehearsed, so practiced. Right? So these are the three components, the content, the voice modulation, body language. Put all these three together and you have a performance. Anything else? Nobody wants.
What I understand from what you said just now is
Yeah.
that one must be his or her own self and be natural
Yeah.
and speak the way that you like it so that people connect with you. And there has to be a point to every speech, like Kyuki Sazvi Bhakti I told you, so that people remember, they linger on, they ponder over it once they reach home. What was it? What was so enticing in that? Am I correct?
Yes, and this is one point that comes up in every evaluation that I had seen during COVID time. They said your speech was like a pencil; it had a point. So every speech has a point, right? So
And what if the pencil is blunt?
everybody would come up with the same statement. Yes. So always begin because sir mentioned this. The backbone or the backbone or the soul of a speech lies in its message.
Exactly.
Okay, and that's what we are giving the audience as a gift. And the audience in return gives their invaluable resource, that's their 5 to 7 minutes. So please refrain from saying thank you at the end of a speech. So if you're in the habit of saying thank you at the end of a speech, please refrain from doing so. Very politely hand it back over to the Toastmaster of the day, because there's no necessity.
Now it's back to the
Oh yeah, it's an ISC speech, right? Yeah. The contest master. Yes.
back to the contest.
Yes. So anything else? Nothing else?
And there's one more point.
Yeah.
Generally, most of the judges, they're all young people.
Most of the judges.
Are all
Young.
young. They're all young.
Young people.
So even we are young.
one more topic.
Yeah.
हम भी तो young हैं.
Age is nothing but a number.
No. The issue which happens is, I think. अच्छा sir, आप complete करो then.
The way we talk and the way they perceive is totally different.
Correct.
So when young people talk, उनमें एनर्जी रहती है, enthusiasm रहता है, थोड़ा क्या बोलेंगे childish रहते हैं वो लोग, dramatics, ड्रामा करना.
Mythical रहते हैं.
नहीं sir, perspective of life itself is different. You get my point?
Yes.
Let us say when you are speaking, even I speak, perspectives will differ because there is a difference of a decade of experience.
The topic may remain the same.
Topic might remain the same. And when you see the judges, they are just going through a process, clearing that and becoming a judge. Their perspectives are very different. How do you take care of this?
They go with a scoring sheet as well.
Yeah, that's the only thing that we go by.
But they do not understand the perspective of the senior speakers. I've seen this happen
They're not
again and again and again
They're
and
not
again.
understand that.
And
Exactly.
it puts me off.
He said you have to act according to their age.
You can't do that, sir. You can't do
And
that.
then we become childish.
The one who does that,
It's not matching with all the.
But you know what my mentor told me? This I also raised a similar. And he is a very senior Toastmaster from India's first Toastmasters Club. He said, Sonal, if you're not able to connect even with one member in the audience, then come back next time and win them over.
No, you connect with the audience. There are 10 people who are coming and telling you their wonderful speech. But you will say no. Audience will tell you.
Ultimately, the audience and
but the judge,
a very senior speaker, past district champion, told me, he said, your speech is not for the judges. Like I mentioned earlier, the audience is the hero. It's for the audience.
No, the audience
but
is
we-
not the hero.
But we are in the competition, right? It is for the judges, right?
If the person who says, yeah, you won it,
contest is
Still
for the
a-
Yes.
judges.
Normally speech is for the audience, but when in a competition,
It is for the judges.
we are
It's
always
for the
concentrating
judges.
on the judges,
Okay.
isn't it?
I won a lot of contests and lost a lot of contests, but for me, it's the audience.
Yeah.
One person
For,
says,
for audience,
yeah.
you give a speech, it's a learning for you.
Yes, it's a learning. If I win, great. If I don't win, it's a learning.
It's a learning.
I'll come back next time stronger. And wish you all, each one of you all the very best for your international speech contest. And thank you.
We can keep standing ovation also.
अरे we are sitting, we are giving sitting ovation.
Please don't embarrass me.
Sitting ovation is the best.
Thank you so very much. And which was a wonderful eye opener and so many points.
Yeah.
We got it. And you showed your expertise. Yeah, many points I have noted down. And let us use it in our competition as well as our own speeches, not only in the competition. We can start it from the club, I believe. Now let us call our general evaluator. It's a happiness coach and the best speaker of our club and the IPP of NITK BHIVE. And she's a linguist. She knows 5 languages. Yes. And if I talk about her, I can go on and on and on. Because she's an expert in table topics also. So I can, but I don't want to do that now because we are reaching, the time is not so much. So here I would like to welcome Toastmaster Suparna Gosha to evaluate.
Madam of the day. You've done a wonderful job. Good evening once again. Well, as the G for today's proceedings, if I start from the moment I walked in, if I start from there, because I walked in just 3 minutes before 7, what I saw was beautifully written already, right? So that's the first point that I see. We started our session bang 7 p.m. and the SAA was already giving us a wonderful preemptive talk, which carried on to his talk in uh, calling us our attention to the entire evening's proceedings. It was done wonderfully well. Beautiful pitch of your voice, sonorous but loud, right? That's the difference. Sonorous voices generally are lullabic, but then the loudness in your voice hits the pitch. Uh, that was good. We enjoyed it. If we don't enjoy the SAA, the day or the proceeding doesn't happen there. Let me be very honest. And that's where you bring in a tinge of humor with traffic and we take it over from there. Okay. Coming to the presiding officer, as everybody calls him the monk of this club, I don't see monk, but I see a lot amount of information, lot amount of experience, lot amount of knowledge which you love to share. This is what I would like to put it, and which is very practical and pragmatic in everyday life, which he connected wonderfully to the day. Point which he made was that your dreams need to have feet and arms and a brain. Therefore, you need to have a goal, right? So it was done wonderfully well. Giving the example of Pranab Mukherjee, looking through his window as an MP to become the president was a beautiful thing. Introduction of the TMOD, the maiden run of TMOD was done wonderfully well. And the icing on the cake for your introduction was the sentence, somebody who had a dream and realized it. Right? Done within the time perfectly, I hope so. When we go through the timer, we'll see that, but I think it was done on time. Coming to the TMOD, I think it was your way of looking at NITB and its proceedings. It had her own charm. You did it well, as pointed out already. Good gestures, good body language, a lot of personalization of the entire evening, which gets us the connect, right? So, with that, it was very nice. We had two wonderful speakers. Of course, they will be evaluated. We'll get there now. So, may I first invite the tag role players today to give their report. Can I invite the timer, Toastmaster Sanjay?
Stop this. I must give credits to everybody. Everybody was almost sticking to the time. It was quite good, except she has shot up about 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
Me.
Yeah. But otherwise, it was all very well. So credits to everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, my role is still ahead, and maybe you got the timing wrong.
No, evaluators 2.5, 3.
No, that's for the individual speech,
Yeah.
right? He's a general developer.
I'm sorry, then I'm wrong.
Can I call upon the counter, Toastmaster Sudipto?
Sure. The sergeant at arms, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, had once and twice in your speech. Mr. Ramdas Bhatt had once, so twice, and twice. Those were please don't take me wrong, but you had 18 souls, so 12 times, 6 times, and yeah twice. So there is a definite scope of improvement. Toastmaster Shaikhat Gandhi are 10 times and so 2 times. Toastmaster Atmika but almost flawless, but still her favorite touch word is so. That happened 4 times, and R put together was about 3 times. Thank you. Back to you, Chindu.
Wonderful. That requires listening skills. Very well done. May now call upon the grammarian and Toastmaster.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. While realizing her dream, she would see a master blaster. That was one good message that was there. Hold your horses was another one that came from psychology. Produce and strategize was another one good one that was there. Eloquent sentences. And then call to join the Toastmasters. She got a call. Actually, I thought he gave a call for her to join Rotary. He's made a mistake also, I think. Other than that, we had emulate, congruence, intrigue, robotic, preemptive, sonorous but loud voice, pragmatic, and as usual, our Suparna Ghoshal was amazing, eloquent. Yeah, we're talking the dictionary here. And she's done a job to the crowd. And when it comes to the credence, the word of the day that was used, well, Atmika used twice, and Sumaji once, Siddharthi twice, and me once. And that's it. Over to you, Suparnaji.
Thank you so much. Very, very cryptic, but to the point. May I now invite evaluator 1, right? For speaker 1, Toastmaster Ramdas, to take the stage.
Now should I do the timing and you
Yeah.
and you
Thank you, Suparnaji.
Now is when 2 to 3.
Psychology, it's a pleasure to evaluate your speech. The opening of the speech, and today we learned more about how to give a speech. So we know the importance of opening. The opening of your speech is excellent. You had a dialogue between you and your cousin brother, and your voice of trembling to face the exam, maths exam, and you said value x x. So that was, so much of. I was really feeling that the pain that you are going through or the fear you are going through. Excellent. Then you have excellent pauses. My problem is I don't take more pauses. I have to copy from you. You have excellent pauses in your speech. You took 2 examples of the mentors who helped you in your Toastmasters journey. And when talking about Santoshi, I thought it's coming from my heart. It's emulating his voice, and I was seeing Santoshi's face. He was also feeling so happy when somebody is appreciating from his heart.
Yeah.
Really nice. And at the end, you talked about, you wrote a speech title. You earned confidence, smarter, fitter, and better person. Ending of speech was good with a quote of Benjamin Franklin. In total, I understood how you enjoyed the mentoring as a protege. If you could take your speech to next level, couple of observations I have. One is, you asked a question, you asked 3 questions. Why did you join Toastmasters? To become better leader, to better speaker, or to socialize? And you had a joke as well that let's meet in a bar. I could not connect this to the topic of mentoring. Somehow I could not connect, it's maybe we can discuss more on this. Second is I found sometimes that you hold your hand like this. For me it's a distraction because I focus here why you're holding your hand. You just see the video once again. And And the third is sometimes you look down, it gives a sort of thought that you're looking at notes. Maybe notes was not there. You look down, you lose eye contact with the audience. Look at audience. That's my three points. Otherwise, I find it Santoshi, you enjoy your speech. When speaker enjoys, the audience also enjoys. You are doing that. You take beautiful pauses. I want to copy that. You took personal examples, which is really good. Then it comes from heart. And finally, you are improving week after week. From speech to speech, you are becoming a great speaker. All the best to you. Look forward to the next speech.
Thank you. I think the evaluation was perfect. If I may add, uh, two lines. When you are talking about Mr. X, I am thinking about Mr. X in Bombay. Right? And what we know about Saikat is music. Right? And what we know about Saikat is humor. Now, mentoring, when you started with a lot of humor, role playing, changing positions, getting that voice tonality of trembling. It brings a smile to our face. But then it becomes serious. Right? So, somewhere I lost a track of all along. Maybe you didn't intend to talk about humor, but again, when you were speaking about Santosh ji and his, the signature tonality of his voice, he does that with everybody, right? And that tells us, okay, here comes one nudge. That is very clear cut in his voice. Right? Again, there we all of us smiled, but the ring of smile did not go all across when we were hearing you, as we always do. You make us laugh. And that's something which I missed. Other than that, I think it was a very good speech. You started off well and well evaluated. And I can understand where he did not connect with that line, and Anand connected it with very well, right? So, but I think in a serious speech when you are doing, to take care of the occasion where you are speaking at. So that sentence came as a loose sentence in your entire speech. We need to be very careful on such sentences. So let's not put in a sentence, even though it will bring a smile, but you are here to give a speech and you are talking about mentorship. So that sentence didn't really fit in. He is absolutely right in one point. This is my thought process too. Well, may I now invite the next evaluator, Santoshi, to the stage.
Yes. Thank you so much, Doctor. We evaluate Toastmaster Asmika's speech, right? Hello, BKK uncle. I was smiling. She's calling BKK uncle. Immediately she called my name. I was very scared. She called me uncle also, Santoshi uncle. Fortunately, that didn't happen. Thank you so much, Asmika.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Keep BKK as your uncle only. That's enough.
He happens to be my father's classmate. So yes.
Sister, no choice.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy your speech?
Yes.
Really? Huh?
Yes.
Did I? Let's see. Atmika,
Yes, sir.
now the way you started off your speech by doing this hello and all those things and then coming down, right from the time Krishnamurti called you took us down the memory lane, the time you started. And through level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The best part, you know what I like about it? The way you connected the postmaster learning to your professional life and how you applied the learning here over there and the experience that you shared. what experience you had in your professional career, you came here and narrated it. See, this is what Toastmasters is all about. We are not here to give speech only in the club. We are here to practice this in our own professional personal career, right? So this is what Atmagata did very, very well. No doubt about that. Where you could improve Atmagata. As last time also I think I must have told you, pause.
2 minutes over.
Pause is where you need to just practice a little bit more. One simple example. The experience that I had over there, it came in handy. 5. Just pause at level 5 or at level pause. But you all think, the audience will think, which level, how did it connect?
2.5 minutes over.
Just give it a little bit pause at many places you need to go. Otherwise, I don't think so there are any more tips left for you. You've taken 24 months almost to complete one pathway, and that is a good time for you to complete. I still not completed. so that's a good way. And I also know that you're going to take up the second pathway very soon. And before I complete my first pathway, you're going to complete the second pathway.
Time up.
All in all, let's give a big round of applause to the
Thank you, Santoshji. Well-meant assessment of a 2-year long run, right? But yes, you did a wonderful weaving of the application in your real life. I was expecting a little more of your personal stories, right? It became too factual. So, what I have learned of you in these 2 years, like what I have learned about cycle, is that each one of us have got a style of our own. All of us have got our own styles, and everybody delivers it that way, right? So your style was always to come up with some stories, and that was missing. It was a very factual, deliberate, practiced closure. Okay? Now, as a prolific speaker or an orator, I don't think none of them fits there. Right? So you've got lots and lots more on your way that you can do, and your closures need to be very, 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 very personal, not point-wise. Okay. Otherwise, grammatically correct, perfect, 100 on 100. But if I see you as an orator, I see a lot of scope. All the 4 of them, both the speakers and both the evaluators. Big round. I think the rest, we had a guest who gave us very good tips. Even for me, they are valuable. Overall, today's meeting, I think, was good, wonderful, nice, sweet, short, and information, knowledge. Thank you so much. Back to you. Say about that.
So we are reaching the conclusion side. So, see, when you realize all your dreams have come, in a point that we realize that it is all come to an end. But don't stop dreaming. Keep dreaming and try to achieve that wherever it takes you. Now I would like to invite our presiding officer, Toastmaster Ramdas ji, who is known as
President.
Oh, please go ahead. Sorry, yeah.
Thanks, Madam Toastmaster of the day. She said that, okay, this has become my habit. So she said that all of my dreams are still in dreams. That is, it's not it's not true yet. Not realized or not true. But two dreams as one is this tattoo. I have one arm tattoo I recently done. That was last Friday. The small was there. This another two that I need one arm tattoo is done. Another one. It was my dream since my son born. I see my son playing guitar. He started playing guitar. He's playing lot of songs in front of me. He's participated also in the concert. So two dreams has already come true. Thanks to Almighty God for this. So with this, before concluding the meeting, I would like to disclose something, announce something. That next meeting is our competition, ISC competition, club level. So we need maximum attendance. Whoever completed level 2, please join us in that meeting. That ISC contest, club level contest. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are included. We got 6.
Who is not completed?
The Toastmaster Sudipto, Toastmaster Anandji also completed.
I have not completed.
Toastmaster Sanjay ji, you have not also not. Level 2.
No, not yet.
Not yet. You completed level 1.
You need 6 speech.
Yeah.
So what do people like us do?
And you can come and give a speech.
Audience.
Audience, and we will take some role.
They can come and give a speech.
Yeah, so that we'll discuss later on.
They can get
So anything else we need to announce? Toastmaster Ramdas, but we are waiting for the result now. So
a few points.
yeah, please. So
See, the membership renewal is around the corner. We should go to the renewal of membership this month. Few members present here are still not renewed. Just a request to all of them to renew it faster. The president is expecting some award from the district.
so one award already we got, 10 renewals done. Another award for 20 renewals by 15th of this month. That is day after.
15. So once I have finished,
10.
10 more to go.
10.
Little bit help from all of you.
How renewals work like?
Huh?
How renewals work like? It is 6 months. No?
Yeah, 6 months.
So
By,
people who've just joined 1 month back or 2 months back.
yeah, so that will contact me. They have contacted me. I discuss with them. I'll discuss.
Mrs. Kurno,
I'll message.
huh?
Yeah.
Habib has paid his membership fees today. New member.
Okay, great.
We upload his membership on the
Okay. Yeah, sure.
and he'll be coming to April.
Sure.
We can Ramzan Sadar also.
Right.
Ramzan Sadar. What the ISC?
Table topics are good.
Sunday.
That is role.
Anyone
Roles will
can
also
come
be
give
done.
the speech, ISC.
Who will be the god?
In case you are declared a winner,
Judge, we
then
can't.
they should complete at least level 2
By the
before you go to the next round. That the club can help.
Oh, it's supposed to
Am I right, Sonu? I did that. I did it.
So I'll announce the
What was
result
it?
Huh?
first. We'll discuss. First, I'll start with the assignee award. Any guess? Sorry, Anand, this time you're unable to break this gate, break the gate. This time the best assignee is Toastmaster Sudipto.
It's a politics of how this go. Different governments coming different times.
Somebody take it. One second.
Anti-governments. Thank you. Anti-governments.
best Toastmaster award goes to General Evaluator Toastmaster Superman.
How many of these you collected now?
Every day.
There is no anti-incumbency.
She takes home 4 every month.
Modi.
So it's good, no, when I don't come.
How do you get it? Next day they send it.
Yeah.
See,
Now
if
the
she doesn't
best-
come all the votes next time she will take.
Now the best evaluator. There is a tie. So you know the name Toastmaster Ramdas what and Toastmaster Ramdas.
इस तरफ हो जाओ ना.
नहीं होगा सर.
Actually, he's showing more of his tattoo now.
The best speaker, no doubt, Toastmaster Atmika Bhatt. Welcome to the first part.
Again, no anti-incumbency. Wait.
With this, I'm concluding the meeting number 203 of NITK BHIVE Toastmasters Club. Thank you. Thanks to all for coming.
Sir, I have